Hey there, all you desk jockeys. It's Kim from the Kennebec Valley YMCA, and what we're going to do is a workout today straight from your chair. Good morning. Today we're going to do a workout I call the desk jockey, and all you will need is your chair and your desk. You will not need to stand for this. So I'm going to warm you up. So we're going to just do a seated march. I don't know if you can see what's going on in the chair. I'm just kind of marching my legs to get myself warm. And I might do this, maybe 20, 30 seconds, not too long. It's just kind of warm my body up and tell my body we're gonna do something. And I might add some arm circles. I'm gonna back up a little so I don't hit my desk. And you may wanna do that too because you don't wanna break your hand. So I'm gonna go, when I go back with this arm circle, because of the chest contracting when you sit at a desk, let's make it giant when you come back, because you can really open up that pectoral area. And then let's go forward, and you don't have to make those as big, because we will work in the back, but as somebody who sits at a desk, there's a lot of, notice I'm keeping moving, there's a lot of this rounding stuff. Keep marching while I'm doing it. And that puts the tension in your chest, is a contraction, and then your head wants to go like this. And I don't know about you, but I'm having a little bit of a psychic vibe that you might get a little sore right here. So we're gonna help you with that today. Okay, so then from there, I'm gonna go for heel lifts. So I'm just lifting my heel. By doing that, I'm working my lower leg, which is good, because you really wanna work in the lower legs. And then I might bring it to my toes. So I'm feeling my body start to warm up. You might feel your body temperature starting to warm up by now. And so as I do, I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive with it. And I'm gonna come out of my chair. I'm gonna sit and stand for just about 5. You will see this again. So I'm gonna sit and make sure that your chair doesn't roll away from you, because this one's rolling. And if you have a rolling one, you just wanna be aware so you don't fall. We don't want anybody falling. And as you can see, as I sit down, it wants to move a little. So just be aware of that with your chair. So I'm gonna go for one more. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a pelvic tilt, and I'm gonna do that sitting in the chair. So I'm gonna rock my pelvic towards my desk, and then I'm gonna rock it back to the wall. And what this is doing is it's telling my core that we're gonna work with it, which we will right from the chair. So I'm gonna do about 4 or 5 more of these, and then we'll start to get into the workout. I'm gonna start with some stretches first. As I said, like the neck area is one place I like to focus on, in the chest, in the stretches. So from there, I would take my arms up, and I'm gonna come out behind my chest with my elbows, because that's gonna open all of this up. And I like to do about 4 deep breaths, but I count it for 4. So I go in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4 again, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2 more, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1 more, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale. And the reason I'm holding for 30 seconds is because that's a very productive stretch. And that was 30 seconds. That's why I have you breathe in for 4 and out for 4, because I know that you're gonna get a productive stretch if you count that for me. So then from there, I wanted to get into the neck, and I'm gonna take my hands and push them towards the floor, as if somebody's in the floor and they're grabbing my hands and they wanna take me right down to the floor. So it's a real drop in the shoulder. And then all I'm gonna do is take my head and turn my ear to my shoulder. And I'm gonna do that same breath count. In for 4, exhale, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 1 more, inhale, 3, 2, 1, exhale. And then I'm gonna turn my chin there. I'm gonna do the same breath. So then you're gonna feel it right back here. So in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale. And we're gonna go one more, in, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. And then we'll give you time to do the other side. So let's get into the workout. And first I have is legs. So you remember how I told you in the warm up that sit to stand we were gonna revisit? So let's revisit that now. So I like to do a count of 12, and you might do 1 set, you might do 2 sets. It depends on how much time you have at your desk. So I'm gonna place in my feet on the floor. I wanna make sure that I have 3 points of contact. So let me show you here, here, and there. The whole time I'm doing these, I want that 3 point of contact on the floor. And I like to kind of bring my ankles in line with my knee. It's a little bit of a challenge there. And I'm gonna stand up and then sit back down. So when I come up out of my chair, I'm not gonna lock my knees at the top. So see how I have a little bend in there. And then I might, be careful of your rolling chair, but I might come down a little slower for a challenge and maybe not even touch the chair and then pop up. So I'm gonna do this for 7 more. Three, I got 4 more to go. And from there, I sit down, and you feel free to do the sit stand. You do not have to be a superhero and try not to sit down in the chair. You can sit in the chair if you need to. So from there, I'm gonna go into my quadricep, and I'm really gonna kind of isolate that sitting right at my desk. And a good tool to use is your hands, okay? So I'm just gonna place my hands right on top of my quadricep, and I'm gonna lift, and as I lift, I'm gonna push down with my hands. So I'm lifting against that resistance. And I'm gonna do that for about 12. I've got 3 in. So 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from there, notice how I did not drop my foot, because I'm gonna make this a little bit more intense by kicking my leg out. I call this a knee extension. And as you can see, it's kind of shaking a little bit because I'm really doing work. Don't be fooled because I'm sitting in a chair, there's nothing going on. So I'm working pretty hard down there. I can feel my leg, the muscles in the top of my leg, they're barking at me right now, and that's good. Woohoo, this is nice. Gonna go for 2 more. And then we would switch sides. So I'll give you time to do the other leg. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some heel lifts. You remember in the beginning we did these. And I like to, and you might wanna push down on it, right? To give you that resistance, but you don't have to, okay? So you can just do it like this. I actually like doing the heel lift seated because I feel like there's a little bit more, it's a little different than doing it standing. So anytime we can work in your ankles and in your feet and your lower leg, we're gonna improve your balance because the root of your balance is in your feet. So if you wanted, and then you can bring it back to that toe lift. And then 1, I could throw you for a loop there. So I'm doing about 12 of each of these. And I know I'm not counting. So I'm gonna really give you one that will make you a little bit shocked as to how it feels. So you ready? I'm gonna lift the heel, then the toe, and then drop it. And what you're gonna feel, 1, you might feel coordination, and that's okay. And you might also feel the burn in your lower leg. Also okay, because that's what we're working. And that means we're working your balance, which is a good thing. Because if you don't have trouble with balance, it comes with age. So you always wanna work your feet. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna go into a hamstring curl. This can get a little intense, and you can do it right from your chair if you have a rolling chair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come forward on my chair, and I'm gonna bring my legs out. I'm gonna push back a little, and bring my legs out, and I'm digging my heels into the floor. Notice how I leaned back, because I'm gonna just really dig all the way to my desk, and then really push it back, okay? So you're dig in, woohoo, and push it back. For a challenge, okay? 1 leg. Ooh, there you go. That's where the magic is. Now, again, if you're just starting, you don't, ooh, see that? Did you see how hard of a time I had pulling? Now that takes a lot of core strength too, so that's pretty nice. You don't have to do, you can do 2 legs. If you don't have a rolling chair, you can place a piece of paper under your foot. It's not gonna slide well here, and then you can kind of just slide it back. Actually, if I drop my toes down, it'll even bump it up even more. I like that one, try that. I take back the heel thing. I want you to do the toe. You're welcome. Okay, and from there, let's work your inner outer thigh. So again, my piece of equipment is my hands. So I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna place them right on the outside of my thigh. I don't wanna put it on the knee, okay, because you don't want that pressure in the knee. And I'm gonna pulse it. You might not be able to see it, but I'm pushing in with my hands and out with my thigh. And I'll do that for 12. Push in. And then you know what I do for the inner thigh? Ladies, you're gonna love this. Same thing. Push in, pushing against. For about 12, okay? We don't need to hold it too long. You can hold 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 if you like. Okay, I wouldn't go holding past 4 seconds. And 12, nice job. If you've got that in, you should be a little warm. You should feel your legs about right now. So we're gonna go into the core, which is my favorite part. And you are gonna be surprised at the challenge that comes from this workout in your chair. First, I forgot one thing that I want you to do before we move into your core, which is called the glute bridge or a hip thruster. And that's the bum, ladies. So if I do that, you watch. You see how I did that? I just roll back on my chair. I'm gonna drop my butt down, push it up, dropping the butt down, push up. And we're gonna go for 12, I'll go for 4 more. And 1 more. All right, and then I'm coming back up into my chair. Now, we're gonna get into the core. If you need a pillow or something to brace you, you're gonna wanna have something around. Because I'm gonna disclose this right from the start. If you're feeling it right back there, you wanna take something, coat, pillow, roll that up, and you wanna place it right behind your back. You do not want to feel pulling back there, okay? So then I come forward, and if you can come forward and not touch the back of your chair, good. But if you're feeling again in your lower back, I want you to go all the way back, shoulders on the chair. What I'm gonna do from there is I'm gonna march my legs, okay? If I come away from my chair, it's a much more of a challenge. So I would march for 12 sets. See, a lot of people go 1, 2, not me, 1, 2. So we would go for about 12 of these. Now for challenge, you can bring your leg out. Also challenge, see what I did there? Isn't that the magic? Nice and slow. Woohoo. So I can feel I'm starting to sweat with this, feeling the core going on. It's fantastic. From here, I like to go into a hip hinge, but I'm gonna stay seated. Notice how I gave myself room because we are gonna work the lower back, okay? So you're gonna feel it here. And what I like to do is I like to push my stomach out so you can see it. I know not everybody wants to see you don't want people to see your stomach, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna lean forward, and I'm gonna come back and sit tall. And that's it, and you should feel it right across here. You might feel your thighs, and I did that on purpose. You're welcome, because when you sit at a desk, you tend to get tight in the inner outer thigh and your bum. So here you go. And you'll be happy that I did this one in the middle of the middle, because this gives you a break from this. Because we are gonna go right back here. So I'm going right back here, and again, either use the back of the chair if you feel it in your mid-back, or something behind you, and I like to drive the car, okay? So I've got my steering wheel out, only my steering wheel moves from right to left. So I'm gonna come over here, come back to the center, come back over there, that's one. Come back to the center, come back over here, come back to the center. Woohoo! If you're feeling me now, you are right where you should be, because I'm feeling this, and you should feel it too. So we'll go for about 4 more of these. Woohoo! I'm shaking, are you? See, surprised? I'm not. Go 1 more. Woohoo! Nice job if you got that, because that's a little intense. So then I like to, from here, I'm gonna bring my arms down to the side since we were gonna work in this side. So I'm gonna reach for my foot, and I'm gonna reach for my foot. But notice when I reach for my foot, I'm reaching down. I'm not over here or over here, so I'm not going like this. I'm going down, down. So you're really having this happen, and this is balance, okay? This is one of the #1 balance muscles, that and your ankles. So, side drop away. For some of you dancers, if you do like to dance and you have music at your desk, you can work that same area by doing like that little shoulder shrug, and you might want to single, single, double. If you got music going on, you may as well use it, and you're gonna feel around here. Okay, how we feeling here? There would be a water break, a water check, making sure you're drinking plenty of water. I know that you're sitting at a desk, but dehydration is no joke. So you get dehydrated too, so please drink water. It's cheaper to pee. Okay, so one of the upper back exercises I like to do from the chair is a YWT. You won't like it. YWTs. So and from there it's hinging at my hips just like I did. My chest is forward. My back, I want to make it nice and tabletopped, not so that I'm not aggressively pushing my chest forward and I'm not letting my body round, okay? So I'm just leaning. And what I'm gonna do is YTVs, okay? So I'm leaning forward when I do it. And this one is gonna be crucial for your posture, because as I said, remember how I said your chest tends to get tight and your back is weak because your chest is always contracting because you're always like this. This one is gonna pull your shoulders back into line so that your neck is not so contracted up there and you don't have all that tension stress back there. And you wanna do more of these, I think, than the chest, only because you're like this all the time. You really wanna get some focus back there, okay? And notice I'm pinching the shoulder blades, and I'm feeling this in my whole back. It feels pretty good. And I'm not counting, but I want about 12. And again, as I said, you can do more than 1 set, because we're doing 1 set on this video. Doesn't mean you need to stop there. Be a rock star and do more. I always like more. Okay, so for chest, okay, as we said, we're gonna work in the chest, but we wanna lengthen the chest. But here I am, I'm gonna push up right off my desk. And you know, this might be easy for you. You might wanna get up and hinge, or you may wanna use a wall, and that's gonna look like this. So you'll go for 12. Okay, so to end it, we're gonna do some stretches, and I've picked some stretches primarily because you sit at a desk. So it's not a full range of stretches, but it's stretches that I feel that the muscles in those areas of your body from sitting at a desk tighten up. So first, we'll go into that chest stretch that we started with. Okay, so we're gonna put your elbows back, and again, it's nice deep breaths. Okay, I'm not gonna count it, but I would like you, if you're on your own, 4 in, 4 out. It's gonna equal 32 seconds, maybe 25 if you're a fast counter, but I know that you're gonna get a good stretch on it, so that makes me feel good when I'm leaving you. So from this stretch, I'm gonna go into my upper back. And to do that, I'm just gonna place my hands together, and then I'm gonna press forward with my arms, separating my shoulder blades. And I'm gonna hold that. You're gonna feel your core in there, really pushing your shoulder blades away from your spine. Deep breaths. And then I like to take that and bring it to the side like this. And I would do both sides like that. I'm not gonna do both sides, but you can, I want you to. And from there, I'm gonna go into my hips, okay? I like this 4 stretch. Now, the 4 stretch is a little tricky because I can do this and I don't feel it. But I don't feel it for a reason. It's because my form is off, okay? So I like to lay my leg as flat as I can. But the trick to this stretch is, are you ready? Shoulders are back and down. Oh, there it is. And you're gonna feel that right back there. And it is one of the most intense stretches, but this one keeps sciatic symptoms away. It is the piriformis muscle, and it will, if you keep that nice and loose, you can avoid getting piriformis syndrome, which is the same exact symptoms of sciatica, and you'd have to go to therapy to get rid of, okay? And I would do both sides, and then from there, I'm gonna do the hamstring stretch. That's the back of the leg. So I am gonna put my heel down, and notice my toe automatically came back. Also, chest is forward, shoulders are back and down, because if you're slouching, you're gonna lose the stretch. You're gonna feel your lower leg here, but I like to shift it to the upper by just leaning forward a little. And then you're gonna breathe that out, that nice 4 deep breaths, especially this muscle, because this muscle is notorious for little back injuries. You know, if it's tight right there, you might get a pull in the back. And then from there, I'm gonna go into my inner thigh, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna take my leg and move it to the side, right? So now I'm getting that nice deep stretch inner. And look, you've only left your chair 12 times. Well, no, 17 times. And that's to do the sit stands, because I had to do 5 in the warm up, and then 12 more. Switching sides. And that would be all I have. Oh, tricep stretch right here. Because that again is another culprit that's gonna keep you here. So we want it just like the chest. It gets nice and tight. It's that mouse, you know? Mousy. So then I'm gonna take my hand, and I might assist my tricep. And then I'm gonna try to walk my hand down my back, like that. Now you might feel your chest opening up there, and if you do, that's good. Any chest opening you can get is perfect. And then I'm gonna switch, and your deep breathe in,